everybody, it's Melanie. So it is almost Thanksgiving, which is one of my favorite holidays besides Christmas. I just generally love this time of year, and I thought it might be kind of fun in honor of Thanksgiving to do a smoky cranberry type inspired look, and I came up with this. I was honestly just playing around with my shadows on my right eye this morning and liked what I came up with, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. It is using colors predominantly from the LORAC Mega Pro 3 palette. However, you can probably find substitutions in some of your other eyeshadow palettes. I do show you what I'm using, so if you have something similar in your collection already, then definitely use those colors. I do also bring in a little bit of Max Cranberry, so if you have this from back in the day, definitely bust this guy out because this is a very pretty color as well. But I love this palette. I have had people tell me that it is in stock at their local Ultas again. If it is available online, I'll link it down below. It's a great one. I really, really enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to using this a little bit more during the holiday season as well. I like the smoky, deeper looks that I can get with this one, so I'm obviously a big fan. I know that not everybody loved this as much as I do, but I really enjoyed this, and I thought for the price, you're getting just a really good quality eyeshadow with a ton of variety, so you can really do a lot with it. But anyway, this is the eye look that I came up with, and let's go ahead and get into it. I think the angles worked out okay. Tutorials aren't my favorite thing to do. I've said that a lot. It's not something I'm gonna do on a regular basis, but it's just to show you guys the colors that I piled on top of each other to get this particular look. Use whatever technique works best for you. If you don't like using your fingers, you can definitely use brushes with these shades. I just like the amount of pigmentation I get with my finger. So let's go ahead and get into it now. Okie dokie, here is my finished eye, and let's repeat what we did here over here. So first thing that I actually did, obviously I do this every single day. I have to prime my eyes, even on days when I don't do makeup, because I have really oily eyelids, and it's kind of gross, but like the oil will run into my eyes. Ugh. Anyway, so I put on my eye primer, and everything that I used on my face I will list down below for you. But the first thing that I did after putting that primer on was put crepe over top of my primer, and that helps me set the primer and will make sure that no other shadow sticks to the primer in any kind of weird way. I highly recommend doing that, and I just put it on with a fluffy brush. And now I'm going to go into the color Hickory, which is right here. I'm putting that on a blending brush of some type, and I'm tapping off the excess because this is the LORAC formula and it does have fallout, so just prepare yourselves. Probably if you do liquid foundation, maybe do foundation after you do your eyes. So I'm taking that into the crease, and I'm just trying to place that where I want it first, with the majority of the product concentrated on the outer part of my eye. Pardon if you can hear anything in the background. I have Stella hooked up with the iPad right now. She's watching Ben and Holly, like the little elf people. Do your kids watch that? It's actually pretty cute. They learn a lot of valuable life lessons, apparently. She really likes that one. I think it might be a British cartoon, actually. All right, so, ooh, I should have probably tapped off a little more of that excess because I got, and here, now you get to watch me fix this. I put on a little bit more than I wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a clean blending brush and buff this out just a little bit because that was quite a bit darker than I intended it to be. There we go. Next, I'm going to go into the color Tan right here. And I'm going to take that on that fluffy brush that I just used to blend that out. And I'm going to essentially apply that around the outer part of where I put that crease color. And that's just to help with the gradient up to the brow area. If you've watched my videos for any length of time, you know that I'm big on gradient versus hard or like cut crease type looks. I just like things to be a little bit more blended. Okay. Then we are going to go into the color Cider. Now on this eye, I played around a little bit, so I ended up covering the Cider color up quite a bit actually, but I feel like the layering that I did with that got me a really pretty look that I ended up loving. So I am going to apply this with my finger. So take the color Cider. If you want to use a brush, use a brush. I just find that my finger applies these metallic pearl type shadows from LORAC the best. And I'm putting that on basically for the most part my entire lid area. Being careful not to really get it into my crease. Oh, and here's my cat. Okay. Alrighty. This is Sophie, by the way. She doesn't come around too often. Oh, and here's the dog too. Nope, the kid. Hi. How's it going?
Hi, Chichi.
Hi, Chichi. You want to take Chichi out of here? You don't have to pick her up, but just call her.
I don't know how to call her.
Okay. Hey, Mama's recording a video right now.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Okay. Well, I have to go fix this hunger issue. I'll be right back. And I'm back. This is why I try not to record when she's home, because she's just at the age where there are lots of questions and demands for food. I'm glad that she's eating. She goes through stages where she like wants nothing to eat. So whenever she is eating, I'm like, eat all the things. So anyway, next I'm going to, and by the way, I washed my hands again, because if you're going to be sticking your fingers in your products, make sure that you start with clean hands. I'm going to go into the color Pomegranate next, and this is another one that I'm going to apply with my finger. Now, I didn't love the way this looked by itself, so you don't have to do what I'm going to do next, but I went ahead and put MAC's Cranberry over top. I just don't think this is cranberry enough for me. But essentially what I'm doing here is just putting that over where I put the Cider color to start with. So I'm sort of doing this layering process and just coming up with a slightly more custom color for myself. So once I had that on there, I went ahead and took MAC's Cranberry. Now, be forewarned, some of you may already have this in your collection, whether you're cruelty-free or not from back in the day. MAC is not cruelty-free, so just know that if you're gonna go purchase it. But Cranberry, took that on my finger as well. It's a much richer color than Pomegranate. I would say Pomegranate is a true pomegranate color. Cranberry is a true cranberry. So there's a difference between the two, but I really like the more burgundy richness of the Cranberry from MAC. So anyway, I layered that over top, and I'm getting some fallout here. So focused a little bit more on the outer part here. Oh, I love that color. It is so pretty. It's one of the prettiest cranberry colors I've ever found. And I'm going to take a brush really quickly and brush off that excess. The beauty of doing powder foundation is that if you do get fallout, it's really easy to brush it away. So, okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and take some of the rose quartz right here. And I'm using a lot of colors, mostly because I was just playing around and layering. So You don't have to do all of these things. It's just how I ended up with this. So if you want this, this is all the stuff I piled on. So I'm gonna put that on just the inner corner here, just to add a little bit of dimension. Here we go. Now that matches. And then one of the last things that I did to sort of help everything blend together is I took a little bit of bark right here on my blending brush that I used with the other darker shades, so you don't have to get a whole new brush for this. It's just a little bit. And I deepened the crease area again. Just really staying put within that crease. I also took a little bit of bark down onto just the outer portion of my lid. Not doing that outer V that used to be really popular back in the day, just bringing the shade down directly just onto the lid, not in any particular shape or anything like that. Blending brush, no extra product, and just blending that out again. Clean up this area just a little bit here. I managed to get some of that cranberry down below. Then a flat blender, flat definer, if you will, and into the color Hickory, which is what we originally used on our crease, and you're going to use that to line your lower lash line. And I just kind of press the product in there as close to the lash line as I can get. Once I get it deposited on there, I do wipe off the excess. I have a big clean towel in front of me. I just wipe the excess off and I blend that just a little bit more. Okay, so that is the eyeshadow portion of this look. And I'm gonna put on my liner. I'm gonna do that off camera because this takes me a while and it's awkward to do on camera anyway, but I'm using the NYX Brown Perfection, and this is their slide on, glide on, stay on, definitely a turn on liner. It's one of those creamy type liners, and this is a very dark brown. I feel like the dark brown is a good fit with the cranberry. I think black is a little bit too harsh. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my liner and my mascara off camera and come back and show you guys the finished look. And here's the finished eye look. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I do think that this is the eye look that I'm gonna be sporting on Thanksgiving this year. So I kind of like how it's a little bit smoky, but it has that really pretty cranberry hue in there. I love this palette. I'm really, really glad that I was able to get my hands on this. If it is available online, I will obviously link it down below, but I've had girlfriends finding it in store at their local Ultas, so they might be restocking it. I really think it's worth getting. If you have any kind of interest in it and you see it, I'd snag it. You can always try it, and then if you don't like the formula or whatever, you can obviously always return it. But I just think you can get a lot of really great holiday looks out of this, and I think it's gonna be good the rest of the year as well. But obviously a lot of these like deeper shimmery shades really lend themselves to some great holiday eye looks. So I'm gonna try a few more. I might do some more tutorials. I'm not entirely sure. Tutorials really aren't my favorite thing to do. They're just a lot more like labor intensive to do, like even the basic editing that I do, it kind of gets to be a pain in the butt. So, but anyway, love that. Love the eye look. As always, everything that I have on the rest of my face is going to be listed down below for you with links if you want to use those. If you don't, you'll at least have the names of the products. So have a great day, you guys. Let me know if you try this and what your thoughts are. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.